Hello guys, today I'm going to give you some useful tips why the update source loopback command is useful while configuring the BGP. And this is scenario what we are going to see here. I'm having three areas. Actually this scenario will be seeing for three types of configurations. Actually here one thing you will come to know why update source loopback, that command is it is not update source loopback, update source. So why it is important we'll come to know. Then on the same scenario you'll will be seeing e-bgp multi-hop command, and also the one more, it is disable connected check. One command is there, why it is, how it differs, and why it is needed. This everything we will be seeing in this video. So first I will complete with the update source loopback. Okay, so it is AS100, AS300, AS200. I'll start with configuring router 1 interface fast ethernet 0/0 IP address 12.0.0.155.0.0.0. Now shutdown interface fast ethernet 0/1 IP address 13.0.0.155.0.0.0. Now shutdown interface loopback 0 IP address 11.11.11.255.255.255. So here no need of shutdown for loopback interface. Let's go to R2. Let's complete it quickly. And the interface, it is fast ethernet 0/0 IP address 12.0.0.2. fast ethernet 0/1 23.0.0.2 255.0.0.0. Interface loopback 0 IP address 192.168.0.1 255.255.255.0. show IP int brief. Okay, so 12 network, 23 network, and my loopback interface. Okay, fine. So let's go to R3. So I have done with the interfaces configurations, and let's go here. My objective, between R1 and R3 I'll be forming e-bgp on with the interface IP. That means for R1 13 network, with using 13 network. Between R3 and R2 I'll be forming the e-bgp relations with the interface IP. But between R1 and R2 I'm going to form the e-bgp relationship using the loopback. From R1 my IP, it is 11 network, and this one from R2 by using the loopback 192. Let's start doing that. So for R1 router BGP, it is 100, and its neighbor from R1, it is 192, that is router 2 168.0.1 255.2. Sorry, he is sitting in remote AS of 200. And one more neighbor, it is R3. So R3 interface IP, it is 13.0.0.2 remote AS is 300. Okay, let's go and do that in R2 and R3. Same in R2 router BGP, here the AS is 200 and router 2 neighbor is going to be R1 and R3. So for R1 I have told that I'm going to mark as a loopback IP. So IP, sorry, neighbor 11 11 11 11, remote AS sitting in 100, and one of the neighbor is R3, that is interface IP 23.0.0.3, remote AS is 300. So let's go to R3 router BGP 300, neighbor R1 is 30 network, sorry, it is remote AS sitting in 100, neighbor 23.0.0.2, remote AS 200, show IP BGP summary, show IP BGP summary. Show IP BGP summary in R2, R1 also same thing, show IP BGP summary. So here we can see that the adjacent here has been formed with from R1 to R3 using the neighbor resist 13.0.0.2. I believe that in R2 also it has been done. Yeah, see here 23 network is up, BGP peer is up now, but only thing we could not able to form the BGP peer with R1 and between R1 and R2. Actually, why it is not happening, I'll just make a sniffer trace and I will explain to you. Let's wait for a minute. It is loading. I think we are done. Come on. Yeah. So these are the packets which is going to and fro between R1 and R2. If we see these packets, we could have seen the TCP packet which is trying to establish the neighbor relationship with R2. It is not yet started. Okay, I know why. Why? Because this R1, we can see here, show run section BGP. It will show you the BGP configuration alone. Here we have told that neighbor. Yeah. So here we have told the neighbor is 192.168.0.1 and the sitting is 200. Fine. But if you go and see the routing table of R1, there is no 192 network. So how the TCP session will be, first of all, it is established. It will not establish. Why? Because R1 doesn't know where the 192 network is sitting. So I'm just going to configure some static route. Show IP route, IP route 192.168.0.0. Now our Same thing for R2 also, it doesn't know where is the 11 network. I'll give some visibility. Okay, so now we can able to ping both IPs. I'm sorry, I should ping 11. I pinged 1. Yeah, so here also I can able to ping. But still the neighbor BGP peers not yet formed. We can see still it is in idle state, it is not doing anything. Show IP BGP summary, even here it is idle. Show clear IP BGP. I'm just hard resetting that. Okay, so let's go and see what are the packets we are receiving between R1 and R2 now. TCP session is not yet started. Okay, so we have seen still there is no TCP session is established, right? So what we are going to do now, I'm going to show you the command update source loopback here. In last video I have told it is so in last video I have told you if there are two routers, okay, and if I configure loopback in these routers, right, okay, this is loopback 0, here it is a loopback 0 of this router. It is always considered as a one hop away from this router. It is not directly connected, it is always one hop away from this router. So our eBGP by default the TTL value is set as a 1. So whenever he is trying to form a BGP with this router, one hop is completed and he could not able to reach our loopback IP, which is one hop away from this router. So the TTL value should be incremented to 1 plus, so that is actually 2, so that one hop will be here and the next hop will be here, so our router can able to speak with this loopback interface of this router. So that is a problem here. Now what I'm going to do, router BGP 100 neighbor, and what is that IP address, 192.168.0.1 e-bgp multi-hop as 2 I am giving here. Even in R2 router BGP 200 neighbor 11.11.11.11 eBGP multi-hop 2. Now we could have seen some TCP. Yeah, see here. Okay, my TCP is trying to establish a connection now, right? So what we are seeing here in this packet, I'll just stop this for a moment. In the first packet, what I'm saying, where it is, see, my source is 12.0.0.1 and it is trying to send the packets with the destination 192.168.0.1. Okay. The BGP uses the TCP as a direct transport layer protocol, and the port number it is 179. You can see this whatever it has put in destination port number, and this is again a randomly generated some source port number. Also, it is called as a ephemeral ports. And just a minute. So actually, if we compare this packet with our actual objective, router 1 loopback 0, that is 11.11.11.11, is trying to form a BGP relationship with the loopback of router 2, which is 192.168.0.1. But the packet whatever we are sniffered here is source. The TCP session is trying to establish from the router 1's exit interface IP, which is 12.0.0.1 to one destination is 192.168.0.1. But if you go and see in router 1, show run section BGP, so here we have told our neighbor is 192.168.0.1 only, right? And in router 2, show run section BGP. In router 1 we have told our neighbor is 192.168.0.1. You should be very clear. We didn't tell that our neighbor is 12.0.0.2, which is the router 2's interface. Again in router 2 I have told my neighbor is 11.11.11 only. So my router 2 is going to expect this 11.11.11 as a source IP, whatever it is coming from the AS 100. But from in the sniffer packet it is coming from the AS 100 only, but he is not 11.11.11. I don't know who is 12.0.0.1, who is not explicitly defined under the BGP configuration. That is the issue here. So what we need to do, whatever the updates R1 it is trying to, sorry, whatever the TCP session or BGP updates, whatever it is happening between R1 and R2, the source it will be from R1, it is the loopback interface, and the destination it will be R2's loopback interface. If R2 is trying to establish any TCP session with R1, or it is trying to send any routing update to the R1, here the source IP it should be the loopback IP of the R2, then only it will be succeeded. So for that we need to do a simple command, router BGP 100 neighbor 192.168.0.1 update source. Here what I am trying to say is update source loopback 0. It is nothing but I am telling router, BGP, whenever you are trying to communicate with this neighbor, okay, you make your source as the loopback zeros interface IP. That is the meaning here. Okay, I have done in R1. Now in R2, router BGP 200 neighbor, same thing I'm going to define it here. So when a router 2 BGP you are speaking with neighbor 11.11.11.11, you use the update source as your loopback 0, who is nothing but 192.168.0.1. So now our BGP session will be established between R1 and R2. See here. So update source loopback is very important and depends on the scenario where we are establishing this. So stay tuned, we will be continuing with the what are that disable connected check, and already we have done with the update source loopback, and we will see the e-bgp multi-hop and disable connected check differences in coming videos. Bye, thank you guys.